out of curiosity, what was the problem you most wanted to solve when you first started either working with me or when you took that retreat? Either one is, what was it that you were wanting solved? What was your problem before you started working with me or taking the retreat?
Clear clarity.
You wanted clarity? Go ahead, say it
Clear
again.
clarity. There's a difference for me.
Let's
being
hear.
Really clear about the clarity and not hesitating on the information that I was received and that I went over.
And what did your life kind of look like before you decided to join the program?
Lack of self-time was the biggest item, as well as creating opportunities for myself to have the creativity time in order for things to shift.
Why did you choose to work with Janine?
Because she's very clear. And she has systems in place and has worked with the subconscious, which is really important for me because I know that's the core of where mostly everything is held so that it can come forward, and the techniques that she has, as well as the other programs that she has that actually supports the core of what the class was about, and that you have other types of support in the other materials you have in your other classes, as well as your coaching moving forward.
Oh, thank you. So what have been the benefits that you received from working with me?
The Jung meditation, which I had never heard of, and I hear of a lot of things, was super beneficial. Although because of my tweaking my calendar the way I have, I actually need to start it over. But I'm grateful for those skills. And of course, I've taught all kinds of other people. They're like, what? And so for me, that was key. Turning the key for the Jungian shadow meditations. That was correct. That was the one that really helped you.
Yes,
the keys for me was the key. The key was, yes, the Jung meditation.
And how has the program helped you reach your goals, not only in your business, but maybe financially or personally?
Well, it's given me the opportunity to create those windows of time to have focus so that my time is maximized, because I want to enjoy things as well as creating that self-time. And so the tools that you showed us will help bring that forward and create those little snippets of time necessary for it to happen and not feel overwhelmed, because when you start projects, the small steps are helpful, and all the tools that you gave us are key to that.
And so what was it like working with this Janine person?
Easy peasy. Well, what happens with her energy when it combines with the group that's there, everyone feels very grounded and safe. And that's really important to me, is to feel safe in sharing and allowing the emotions and issues that need to come up safely come up in an environment that's protected and honored and cherished and sacred.
And what is an example where Janine went the extra mile, or the 8 gates, somebody on her team? It doesn't have to be just me, but do you have an example of where things went the extra mile for you?
I think anything's an extra mile nowadays when you feel challenged. Just the personal touches. That's what matters to me, is the personal touches. Like, I'm not just a number in a computer somewhere. So. And
after the sale, after you signed up, how did it feel for you when you bought into the program?
I was very enthused about what I can create for myself, and actually carving out that time for me intentionally so that I can actually be able to have time that I don't need to carve anymore because of the tools that I have in place, and the schedules and the procedures and the visioning I have for myself.
And then how did Janine and her team, how do they align with your own business values for running your own business? Did their values, were they in alignment with yours?
Yes, otherwise I wouldn't be here.
Right.
I wouldn't even invest my time, which is more valuable than the cash flow, is my time. Mm-hmm. So for me, I would not have even sought out her team or her skill sets unless they were aligned with where my values are at the core.
And if someone calls you up and says, hey, what's it like to do business with this Janine person? What do you tell them?
She always brings a smile. And we're always drawn to the right person who's always actually had similar experiences than you have. They just don't talk about it. And so they're able to bring forward the skills that they have to help you where you're at.
Cool. Okay, Kathy.
Yeah.
Let me thank you very much for your time. I do appreciate it.